Angie Dickinson was born Angeline Brown on September 30th, 1931, in Culm, North Dakota, the second of 4 daughters. Her father, Leo Henry Brown, was a small-town newspaper publisher and editor, and her mother, Frederica, emphasized education and discipline. Growing up in a German-American household, Angie absorbed values of hard work, self-discipline, and ambition. At the age of 10, her family relocated to Burbank, California, placing her closer to the burgeoning Hollywood scene. This move, though unremarkable at the time, would become pivotal, setting the stage for a career that would eventually make her one of Hollywood's most enduring screen icons. Education and early career aspirations. Dickinson attended Glendale College before transferring to Immaculate Heart College in Los Angeles, where she earned a degree in business. Initially, she planned a career as a writer or administrative professional, working briefly as a secretary, including at Lockheed Air Terminal. However, her natural presence and striking looks caught the attention of local talent scouts. A beauty pageant proved to be the turning point. She placed second in the 1953 Miss America preliminary competition. That exposure opened doors to modeling and television work, ultimately steering her toward acting. Dickinson's career trajectory was about to shift dramatically from administrative work to Hollywood stardom. Breakthrough in Hollywood, Dickinson made her film debut in 1954, but it was her role in Howard Hawks' 1959 western Rio Bravo that marked her breakout. Acting alongside John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson, she portrayed the strong-willed, sultry Feathers, winning acclaim for her combination of elegance, wit, and presence. The performance established her ability to hold her own against Hollywood's leading men, and her versatility became apparent. Rio Bravo not only launched her career but also defined her screen persona, glamorous yet assertive. Critics and audiences alike recognized Dickinson's talent, and her role in the film cemented her reputation as a rising star capable of delivering nuanced, memorable performances. Hollywood career expansion. Throughout the 1960s, Dickinson explored diverse genres, from thrillers and crime dramas to romantic comedies. Notable roles included Ocean's 11, 1960, with the Rat Pack and the Killers, 1964, opposite Lee Marvin. Her performances often showcased morally complex women with both strength and vulnerability. Dickinson chose roles that challenged typecasting, demonstrating her desire to explore characters that were multidimensional, intelligent, and independent. Films like Point Blank, 1967, and Big Bad Mama, 1974, reflected her willingness to take risks and push boundaries. Her reputation grew as an actress who demanded respect and depth in her work, ensuring she would not be relegated to mere glamour or decorative screen presence. Television stardom. In 1974, Dickinson assumed what would become her most iconic role, Sergeant Suzanne Pepper Anderson in Policewoman. As one of television's first female police leads, she broke cultural and industry barriers. The show, running until 1978, made her a household name and earned her a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, along with multiple Emmy nominations. Her portrayal of a competent, fearless undercover cop resonated with audiences and demonstrated that women could lead dramas with intelligence and authority. Policewoman not only solidified Dickinson's fame, but also helped reshape the perception of women in television, paving the way for future shows with strong, independent female protagonists. Personal life and marriages. Angie Dickinson's personal life was as eventful as her career. She first married Gene Dickinson, a college football star turned electronics professional, in 1952. Though separated in 1956 and divorced officially in 1960, she retained the Dickinson surname professionally, cementing her public identity. During this period, she cultivated a friendship with economist John Kenneth Galbraith and his wife, Catherine, accompanying them on diplomatic trips during Galbraith's tenure as ambassador to India. Dickinson also explored other romantic relationships in later decades, reflecting her preference for partners in the creative and intellectual spheres, including singer Billy Vera and broadcaster Larry King. Frank Sinatra. Complicated friendship. Frank Sinatra was a prominent figure in Dickinson's Hollywood life. While their friendship included flirtation and mutual admiration, Dickinson found Sinatra occasionally moody and verbally harsh. His charm, she said, could vanish unexpectedly, replaced by temper and cruelty. Sinatra's tendency to treat those around him with dismissal, especially individuals who could not advance his career, left a lasting impression on Dickinson. Despite his talent and fame, his behavior conflicted with her personal values, making him one of the men she privately considered among the rudest in her career. Their complicated dynamic highlighted the contrast between public charm and private temperament. John Wayne. Dismissive behavior. John Wayne, her co-star in Rio Bravo, was another figure Dickinson found difficult. Although their on-screen chemistry is celebrated, she felt Wayne's demeanor off-camera was patronizing. He rarely insulted directly but maintained a condescending attitude, treating Dickinson as less experienced despite her professionalism. She recalled feeling like a schoolgirl rather than an equal in scenes and interactions. Wayne's old-fashioned views on women and towering personality clashed with Dickinson's independence. While grateful for the career boost Rio Bravo provided, she privately resented his dismissiveness, placing him high on her personal list of rude and disrespectful men in Hollywood. Jack Webb. Cold and controlling. Jack Webb, creator of Policewoman, presented another challenge. While giving Dickinson one of her most iconic roles, Webb was rigid, controlling, and emotionally distant. Dickinson described clashes over creative input and individuality, finding him difficult to collaborate with. Webb's perfectionism often felt dehumanizing, as he treated actors more like components of a machine than artists. Though a brief romance existed between them, it did nothing to soften his harsh demeanor. Dickinson never fully forgave him for dismissing her ideas or creativity. Despite the success of Policewoman, her experience with Webb remained a cautionary tale about difficult personalities in positions of authority. Lee Marvin. Charisma masking. Cruelty. Lee Marvin left another lasting negative impression on Dickinson. Known for his gruff screen persona, Marvin could be sarcastic and mean-spirited in private. Dickinson recalled an incident at a dinner party where Marvin mocked her abilities publicly, leaving her humiliated. Though he later laughed it off, she found his behavior arrogant and insensitive. Marvin's charisma did little to offset his capacity for cruelty, and Dickinson considered him one of the most unpleasant social encounters in Hollywood. Despite his fame and talent, his personality clashed with Dickinson's sense of respect and fairness, cementing him on her list of men who treated her poorly. Burt Reynolds. Charm gone too far. Burt Reynolds, known for his charm and roguish smile, initially appealed to Dickinson. However, over time, his flirtatiousness and self-centered behavior became excessive. On set, he was dismissive of her ideas and overly focused on his image, which Dickinson found disrespectful. His private conduct mirrored his professional attitude, creating discomfort and prompting her to distance herself. Dickinson's remark that Reynolds preferred women who stayed in their place reflected her rejection of subservient roles, and his behavior placed him firmly among the rude and inconsiderate men she encountered. Even charisma could not overshadow his disregard for her intelligence and professionalism. Legacy of grace and resilience. Despite the rudeness and challenges posed by these men, Dickinson maintained grace, resilience, and professionalism throughout her career. She survived and thrived in an industry often unkind to women who demanded respect. Her legacy is not defined solely by these negative encounters, but by her talent, determination, and ability to navigate a male-dominated Hollywood with poise. Dickinson's quiet strength and memory of those who mistreated her allowed her to focus on meaningful work while avoiding unnecessary conflicts. Her ability to endure, adapt, and achieve artistic recognition serves as an enduring example of perseverance in the entertainment world. Conclusion: Angie Dickinson's life and career span decades of Hollywood history, marked by talent, intelligence, and elegance. From her early days in North Dakota to iconic roles on film and television, she continually challenged herself and the industry. While her interactions with Frank Sinatra, John Wayne, Jack Webb, Lee Marvin, and Burt Reynolds left lasting impressions of rudeness and disrespect, they did not define her. Instead, Dickinson's resilience, artistry, and ability to thrive, despite adversity, stand as her true legacy. Her story illustrates the triumph of talent and grace over discourtesy and serves as an inspiration for generations of performers and audiences alike.